Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. I want to say good morning to my subscribers in the Philippines. Good evening to my subscribers in America and beyond. Special welcome to my new viewers and new subscribers. It's a beautiful morning here. It's raining, as you can see. That's why I brought the video outside. Your kindness, your generosity, your support of my channel has been truly amazing. And I'm so very, very thankful. And I'll never take that for granted. My channel is geared toward the new man and woman who's never been to the Philippines before. That's why a lot of my information is basic. You know, don't miss this, guys, okay? And my almost 12 years, it'd be 12 years in April, doesn't make me an expert. Don't miss that either. But it does give me a unique perspective. And I'd like to share that with you to make your trip here more enjoyable and above all things safer. I'm boots on the ground. I'm in the center of all this. It's for your benefit. I live among the locals. I'm always going to give you the nitty gritty. That's just exactly what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm never going to sugarcoat it. It's not going to start today. I just want to talk about, my situation today. I'm a four today. I don't care why my girlfriend chose me. It doesn't matter to me today. What matters is I'm happy. I found some contentment in my life. I put that on my community, and man, you guys went crazy, because when you write things and you say things, you can get a different meaning. So a lot of you jump to the conclusions, and no, there's nothing wrong with me. It's just that I found some freedom. And I know a lot of you are new and you've never saw my video before, but it's called The Mailman, and I put it in my description, and I also will put it in my comments, because to give it some kind of context of what I'm even talking about. What is a four? And but before I get into that, I just want to share something with you. Last night, I received a strange email from the STEP program, the Smart Travelers Enrollment Program that always suggests U.S. citizens and U.S. nationals traveling abroad sign up for. It's free. It comes from the U.S. Embassy, and it was a level 3 travel advisory to the Philippines. It says, reconsider your travel to the Philippines because of COVID. I thought that was kind of strange, because as long as COVID has been going on, I have yet to receive a STEP notification from the U.S. Embassy talking about COVID. And maybe I missed it, but I doubt it, because whenever I get a STEP notification, man, I pay very, very close attention to it. And it's very important if you're going to be traveling abroad. It doesn't matter if you're coming to the Philippines, Mexico, Ireland. It doesn't matter. Sign up for that. That way the government knows where you are, just in case there's a catastrophe, an emergency, they have to evacuate you. They can contact your family. They just want to know that you're here in the Philippines and give a general. They don't want to snoop on you or anything like that. But I just kind of found this strange. I said, is there something new on COVID-19 over in the Philippines that I'm not aware of? So I started looking around, the local news outlets, nothing. But I did find out a couple of pieces of information in that email that I wasn't aware of. Remember, I'm not a know-it-all, but one of them was, that the U.S. government is not going to provide vaccines for its citizens living abroad. Okay, I kind of knew that, but that was the first official word that I got. Another one is, starting January 26, 2021, if you're 2 years old or older and you're traveling to the United States, you have to have a negative swab test. Okay, that's the one, where they go down your nose, your throat. You got to have negative. And if you've already had COVID, you have to get a note from an approved doctor that you've been COVID-free for at least 90 days. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that by you, because I got that last night, and I just found it strange. I was like, well, what's going on over here? Is something, really bad? Because it's a level 3, there's only 4 levels. Normally, the Philippines, under normal circumstances, is a 2. But when they hit it to 3, I was like, wow, maybe something happened, but I couldn't find anything. Okay, so back to my topic today. If you look at that video, let me give you a little context of where I'm coming from, because you obviously can't see that in my community post. But what I did on that video called the mailman and Cadillacs and other things I missed from the United States, the second half of that video, I came up with 5 categories that men find themselves in their search for a Filipino over here. You know, 0 to 4. 0, and I'm talking about regular Joes. I'm not talking about Johns who just come over here, know what they want, know where to get it, know how much it's going to cost, and they go home. I'm talking about guys like me, just regular guys who come over here to meet somebody, to find a relationship. Where you got a 0, and that is a Joe who, he's still searching. He hasn't found anyone yet. He's on the online dating, he's on Facebook, he's asking around friends and family, but he's searching, so he's a 0. A number 1 is, he's found somebody, but the relationship is new, so he hasn't had enough time. They're still filling each other out. He hasn't had enough time to make a decision. And then number 2 is, he's in love. He's fallen in love. He's found somebody. He's fallen in love. He's sure this is it. And no matter what I say or what anybody says, he's sure that she's the one. And he's probably somewhere making those visa requirements. You know, he's ignoring all the red flags, all the flashing red lights. He's in love. He's found his Filipina, or his Pinay. That's another name, Pinay, that they call women Filipinos over here. Pinoy being the man. Okay, then there's the number 3. He's the guy who, he's come to the conclusion. He said, you know, he's seeing the red flags, he's seeing the flashing red lights. You know, he says, you know, that my woman's only with me for the visa and the better life. So he's at a crossroads. He's got a couple of things he can do. He can go back to being a 0, you know, just step out of a relationship and then start searching over again. Or he can turn into a number 4, which is where I am today. And the number 4 is just simply this. He's been in a relationship long enough. He's got money invested, time invested, that he doesn't care. You know, he's happy. He doesn't care why the woman is with him or why she initially chose him. Because, guys, let me tell you something. All of my videos, when they talk about relationships, because I made over 200 videos, I would say less than 10% of them is even talking about relationships. But when I talk about relationships, the underlying message is it's pay for play over here, guys. Don't delude yourself. Don't be under the illusion that you're somebody special. These women want you because they want a better life and they want a visa. Okay? And that's what I always tell guys, you know, and the sooner that you bring yourself to that awareness, the better. Does love develop? Absolutely does, in a lot of cases. All right? But I'm at a point in my life, who I am, 57 years old, who I am, where I am, that it doesn't matter. Okay? If you've ever heard of that Invictus, that poem by William Ernest Henley, and in there's the line that says, I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. That's where I am today. I'm in the driver's seat, man, when it comes to my feelings, with my destiny. It doesn't depend on some woman. It doesn't depend on whether I find love or not. I found contentment, I found happiness over here in the Philippines. That's just where I am. Okay? It took me years to get to this point, guys, ladies and gentlemen, because ladies got mad at me, especially Filipinas. You know, you jump into a conclusion, you don't know me, you haven't looked through the over 200 videos. You know, I don't call Filipinas scammers. When I talk about those scam type situations and the things that go wrong, I'm talking about that 4%. Okay, it happens enough that I have to warn the new man about it. It doesn't generalize. It doesn't say all Filipinos. If you look at my videos, even the one I made on yesterday about the games that Filipinos play, if you looked it all the way through, I'll say not all Filipinos doesn't happen all the time. But it happens enough that I have to tell you. But where I am in my life, You know, see, one thing that wasn't said on there was whether I love her or not. I love her. I love my woman, and I know that she loves me. But my point is, if she didn't, I don't care, because guess what? I'm happy. We're both happy. That's what matters with our situation, with our circumstances. See, as men, and this is another underlying message that I put in those vlogs when I talk about relationships. We have to have more options than just coming over here, falling in love, getting married, having babies. There has to be more options. And see, I've come to the conclusion over the years that, see, if my woman, the same woman or these same Pinays, if they lived in Alaska, I wouldn't be traveling to Alaska to see them, okay? I'm coming over here because I love the tropics, the hot weather, you know, the coconut trees, the beaches, okay? And that's why I'm here, see? So if my woman walked away right now, I would not pack it up and go home. I would stay here because the Philippines has so much more to offer. It's the country now. But it took me a while to come to that conclusion. I was just like anybody else when I came over here. Yeah, I was looking for a relationship. I was looking for love. But I'm a two-time loser over here. See, I've learned a hard lesson. That it's not always about love. You know, so a 4 is just somebody who's free today. He's found some happiness. He's found some contentment. I encompass all the other categories. The 0, 1, 2, 3. I've been there. Okay? And it's up to you to decide where you are today. But the point of this video is just to let you know, look, we got more options, guys. You don't have to come over here and get married and have babies and fall in love. You got more options than that. See? That's all I'm saying. You know, my woman got upset. She's crying, you know, even though every day I tell her, you know, I love you, I care for her. And not only do I tell her, but I show her in my actions. And I'm sure that after 2 years, she loves me. But if she didn't, guys, that's what my point is. I wouldn't care. It doesn't matter why she's here. I'm just glad that she's with me in my life. I'm not under some kind of illusion that I'm somebody special and she wanted to date me. I live 8,000 miles away. She can never come to visit me. You know, so, you know, I'm not under that delusion. I'm not under the illusion that I'm somebody special. I know for a fact that her being who she is, she was a mother of 2 young girls, hard-working, bookkeeper, I mean, going all over the place. She wanted a relationship. She wanted a man that could help her, okay, that could give her a better life. You know, these women didn't drop from outer space. They're human beings like everybody else. They want somebody to help them, okay? They don't want to be by themselves, but the initial contact is always going to be, when it comes to a Filipino and a foreigner, it's always going to be that new life. It's in there somewhere, okay? And love will develop down the line. So, you know, hold on now. Don't get all crazy and, oh, yeah, you're going against your own teaching. No, I'm not. I've evolved into a 4. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. I'm in the driver's seat of my destiny, of my emotions, of my feelings. It's not contingent on a love affair. It doesn't depend on whether a woman loves me or not. See, it's whether it depends on whether I love myself or not. See, that's what it depends on, guys. But we have more options. See, and because a guy put that in my comments the other day, and I said, man, I was just talking to John about it. Why do we come over here and the first thing we want to do is get married? Why do we do that? That's our Western thinking. You know, instead of taking our time, slow down, get to know these women. It's a big culture difference. A lot of times it's a big age gap, okay? Man, we're asking for trouble when we do that. It's okay to slow down. But man, we got hot pants syndrome. Man, we get off the plane, it's like our pants is on fire. We just got to take them off and jump in bed with these women and just start that process rolling when we don't have to. Enjoy this country, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. It's a magic kingdom. One vlogger put in my comments, he said it's a Disneyland times 100,000. It is. It can be. But if you come over here and you get all wrapped up in this whole love triangle and this whole love thing, man, you're going to mess things up, man. I'm a two-time loser. I've learned my lessons. Okay, so today, it's not about love. It's about freedom. It's about happiness. Okay, so thank you so much for stopping by today. I really, really appreciate it. I will see the carpenter today. We're going to go over to baby Denise's house, and he's going to give me an estimate on the floor. I don't know whether I'm going to do it in cement or plywood. I'm going to talk to him. He's the professional, not me. We're going to get that done because the wheelchair is on the way. It'll be here any day now. And the floor being in the shape that it is now, they wouldn't even be able to get her out of the house. Okay, that wheelchair will be mute. So we're going to do that. Thanks everybody for your kindness, your generosity, your support. I'm not a charity. Remember that. But I'm compelled to help this young lady. Without my help, she might perish. Her situation's that bad. See, but I do help people indiscriminately. And if you want to find out how I do that, go on my Sunshine Shoulders Facebook page. You'll see the spin wheel and the commitment that we made to the Filipino people during the pandemic, out of our own pockets, okay? So if you're in America, it's getting late, before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. If you don't want them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, you're on lunch break on second shift, and you see somebody on the street, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink. Give them a couple of dollars. If you're in the Philippines, I guess it's about 8 o'clock. So we got the whole rest of the day to find somebody to help. It's very, very important that we find somebody to help, because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care, stay safe, stay COVID free, and I'll see you next time.